Hello, and welcome to the first video of the 5 or Less series. In 5 minutes or less, these videos will each present one piece of LaSalle County history. Today, gaming machines are in countless gas stations and gaming parlors in LaSalle County. Even though these are new gambling establishments, gambling in LaSalle County is anything but new. One only has to look back to the middle of the last century to see a gambling empire controlled by Thomas J. Cawley. Thomas J. Cawley, known as the Czar of Gambling, was born in 1892. Quitting his low-paying job as a streetcar conductor, he formed a partnership with Vincent Kelly in a pool hall and cigar store on First Street in LaSalle, Illinois in 1926. Over time, this would become one of the most successful casinos in the city that was known as Little Reno. The heyday of this casino was in the 1930s and 1940s. Looking for a diversion from global affairs, particularly World War II, thousands of people flocked to the Cawley Smokehouse, as it was known for the Internal Revenue Service. For up to 6 nights a week, the city was packed with people. The Rock Island Rocket would transport trainloads of people to LaSalle from Chicago. The Czar would greatly benefit from this foot traffic. Much like modern casinos, Cawley would draw in crowds with premium food and entertainment at incredibly low prices. Top quality performers such as Donald O'Connor from Singin' in the Rain and George Gobel were hired by Cawley to keep his customers entertained. A steak dinner could be ordered for around 50 cents, and the immensely popular chicken dinner could be had for a quarter. Any money lost from providing such low prices was more than offset from the revenue from gambling, particularly the slot machines. Due to help from politicians and law enforcement, Cawley was able to prevent Chicago mobsters from taking over his business. With good food and entertainment, combined with numerous choices in gambling, Cawley made himself a millionaire. In the words of Herbie Hummer, the casino band leader for almost 16 years, the money was like lettuce, due to the vast quantities that Cawley brought in every night. For example, in 1949, Cawley's net income for that year was $67,000. To put that into perspective, a good yearly income then was $5,000. Adjusted for inflation, Cawley made $714,000 in 2020 dollars. The other amount, adjusted for inflation, is $53,000 in today's money. Anti-gamblers accused him of providing an establishment where paychecks and mortgage payments were lost. Many wives would approach him, stating that their husband had lost their entire paycheck at his casino. Usually, he would give them the money back on the condition that their husband never came back to his casino to gamble. For over 20 years, Cawley enjoyed a great deal of success. However, changing attitudes towards gambling after World War II would mark the end of his empire. One of Cawley's greatest enemies was Elizabeth Basie McCormick Miller, the president of the company that published the LaSalle Peru News Tribune. She was highly critical of Cawley's flagrant violation of anti-gambling laws. In December of 1948, a fire, possibly intentional, destroyed the News Tribune building. However, the production of the paper continued temporarily in Ottawa until LaSalle facilities were ready. In 1950, the Kefauver Committee, a committee investigating organized crime and headed by Tennessee Senator Estes Kefauver, subpoenaed Cawley to appear to testify. Being a refreshing change from Chicago mobsters, who practically copyrighted the phrase, "I plead the fifth," Cawley was incredibly honest with the committee. He admitted to the operation of gambling at his establishments. In spite of increased pressure to close down his establishment, business continued as usual. It would take Harlan D. Warren being elected to LaSalle County State's Attorney in 1952 for Cawley's empire to finally collapse. In a bold move, Warren orchestrated a raid on the Cawley Smokehouse in 1953, confiscating truckloads of illegal gaming equipment. Growing weary of persistent investigations and a greater chance of facing jail time, Cawley closed down his establishment shortly after the raid. The era of the Czar of Gambling was over. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.